Leicester by 3 goals to 1. What kind of momentum do they have at the moment with those kind of numbers?
Well, they're absolutely loving it, aren't they? I mean, you can only imagine that dressing room. People will say, they will come out and say, we don't look at other teams, we're just concentrating on ourselves, and they're right to do that. And they are concentrating on themselves. They're you know, motoring along really well, but everybody around them has fallen away at the same time. You know, Chelsea lost today, Manchester City dropped points again, and they're probably out of it now. I mean, when I look at the league table, I'd be astonished if Liverpool don't go on to win it now. I think their only danger could be Arsenal. I don't fancy Chelsea. I think they're too young, too inexperienced. Forest are having a great season, but they can't sustain that. Newcastle, too far behind, even though they're coming into good form at the moment. Bournemouth, they can't challenge either. So, for me, it's Arsenal and Arsenal only in terms of dangers to them now, but I mean, I think they're only a danger to themselves, aren't they? I mean, the way they're playing, unless they implode themselves, unless they have a Manchester City moment, then it looks like they're streaking clear.
Arne Slot is understandably very calm, very collected, and is tempering any excitement, he says, at this early stage. But we're almost at halfway, and you look at the way they're playing, you look at that league table. Is it difficult for Liverpool fans not to be super excited here?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, especially after the dominance of Manchester City, but I think from the first day he's walked in the door, everybody thought, wow, this is going to be a massive job to fill Jurgen Klopp's shoes. I think it was at Old Trafford where I remember him stood on the side, and he just stood there like, you know, no stress at all, super confident. I've been so impressed for a manager to come into this league. I know on slightly inferior, but the way he comes in with the confidence that he has managing this group, I think is remarkable.
Well, let's talk to a man who's only ever had one Liverpool manager till this season. Andy Robertson, part of a winning team again, waiting to talk to us live at Anfield. Good to see you, Andy. Before we get to the bigger picture, you got an early fright there, but normal service resumed.
Yeah, obviously, you know, it's always tough. We know every Premier League game is not easy, especially when you concede first, and yeah, it probably gave us a wake-up call. I thought we started the game quite well, but then obviously we seen the threat of Leicester. They went on the counter-attack and unfortunately we conceded, but I think the reaction was really good, and I think we dominated the game from there on in.
How important was that equaliser just before half-time from Cody Gakpo, though, to change the half-time team talk?
Yeah, 100%. I think we had a few chances, hit the post, hit the bar. But yeah, you don't want to go in at half-time behind. So I think the goal and the timing of it was perfect for us. And then we came out the second half. We wanted to start quick. We wanted to get our noses in front. And we managed to do that. And then, yeah, I think, like I said, we dominated the game. We could have got a couple more, but it was a good 3 points for us.
Andy, Mike Lone speaking, well played today. Just wondering, a lot of people talking about Arne Slot and what a great job he's doing. That's correct. But, of course, he's ably assisted by a team that have won virtually everything over the years. Just wanted to know from your side, has he tweaked your role in any way, shape or form, or the full-back's role, I should say, in general, or is it still same as?
No, to be honest, he tweaks our role every single game, really. I think, you know, depending on who we're playing, how they set up, how we want to set up, we have different positions and different roles within every game. So tactically, he's unbelievable, him and his staff, and I think credit to the lads. We've bought right into it. We've put a lot of work in on and off the pitch, and I think we're seeing the rewards just now, and, you know, we have to keep pushing because, you know, the manager demands more from us. I don't think we're quite perfect in his eyes yet, and that's what we want. So we have to keep pushing, have to keep better, and if we do that, then hopefully we win a lot more games.
Hi, Andy. It's Owen Hargreaves here. Well done, as Mo said. When I look at this Liverpool team, they almost remind me of the United team that I played on, that you could almost play any style. You know, whether you dominate possession, you can play on the counter, brilliant on set pieces. And I think that's a real talent. You look at a lot of teams, people say, oh, we've got an identity. But actually having 3 or 4, I think, is such a huge strength to have, depending on what the game needs.
Yeah, 100%. Look, the Premier League's the toughest league in the world, but every single week you come up against, you know, a different challenge. You maybe play teams that are really good with the ball, or you play them in a low block, or good on the counter-attack or whatever. So I think you have to, you know, try and play against their strengths and limit that, but then also you have to see how you exploit them. So, no, you're right, you have to play different ways and, you know, different weeks, and I think we've done that this season. I think we've adapted pretty well to most oppositions that we've played, but we also need to keep doing it because, you know, we're less than halfway so far, and it's obviously been a good start, but, you know, you don't win anything in December, and we have to keep going if we want to be successful this season.
And on that, the flexibility you've got with those attacking players, I mean, Diaz and Jota on the bench today. Gakpo's, I think he's got 6 in his last 7 at Anfield. Mo Salah scores again. You know, the options and the freshness you've got, you must feel you're going to win games with those guys.
Yeah, 100%. Our bench was strong today. You know, obviously we've got a few players back from injury. We've still got a couple to come back, which will make us even more stronger. And as long as we all try and stay fit and do the right things, then, you know, we know we've got a squad to compete for anything. So, like you says, the changes we make today, the difference they can make and things like that, that's what makes a really good team. And to be fair, the lads coming off the bench, the attitude's spot on, they have to sometimes come on and change the game. So, you know, 11 players don't win anything. It's always 20, 25 players, and we need everyone this season. And, you know, hopefully we can keep making impacts on the bench and also on the pitch.
And just finally, you've been this road before. You're calm and collected. Your manager certainly is. But you can understand the Liverpool fans are almost halfway getting very excited here, Andy, because, you know, you're 7 clear with a game in hand.
Look, I've always said that when, you know, we've been in fortunate positions of leading the league. I think if our fans are getting carried away, then we're doing good things on the pitch, and allow them to get carried away. You know, I've been a fan before. You know, obviously loving football, and if you're getting carried away, then it means the team are doing well. But, you know, we certainly won't. You know, we know we're in a busy period of time. We know we've got really tough games coming up. We've got West Ham away, who are in a good moment in 3 days' time, and our full focus is on that. So we'll let the fans have a drink tonight and celebrate the win, and, you know, we'll be straight home to recover and get ready for West Ham.
Fantastic. Really well played. Thanks very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That's Andy Robertson live at Anfield for you. And again, as I said to him, he's been the course before. So many of them have. But Liverpool fans are right to be excited. Why wouldn't you be?
Well, didn't he just answer that question perfectly? Yeah. Go and have a drink, go and celebrate however way you wish if you're a Liverpool fan. But I'm off to get into bed and rest, recover and get ready for West Ham. And that's exactly what you want your players to be saying as well. So, as you said, Steve, he's experienced. He's been there, seen it, done it before, won virtually everything there is to win in the club game for Liverpool. So they've got the T-shirt. They've done it before. They know what's required. And if you're a Liverpool fan, I think you're in safe hands with the squad. Now, the manager, on the other hand, yes, he's won a league title, but not in the Premier League. I mean, the questions could be put to the manager. You know, has he got the attributes? He's certainly showing that he has so far. But these players, they've all done it before. This is virtually the same squad that Jurgen Klopp left him. So I don't think there's any worries from a player's point of view.
And I think you're right. You've hit the nail on the head. It's a unique opportunity here for Liverpool. Because when Arne Slot arrived, he would have said, listen, finish above Pep Guardiola and you've done the job, because they'll be the team to catch or be right around you. They couldn't have envisaged this situation at not even halfway.
No, probably not. But I do think, you know, it was interesting when he said, you know, the manager tweaks our tactics every game. You know, people were labelling manager, oh, you have to have a style of play. Liverpool play different almost every game, depending on what it needs.
That's your point with United, is it?
Yeah, and our team could do that, whatever it needed, you know, and I think, and better than the other team. And I like that about this Liverpool team. They're very versatile, very flexible, and I think they can do pretty much anything that the game dictates. But the biggest thing for me is the reason Arsenal, Chelsea won't win it. They don't have any experience at Liverpool. Alisson, Van Dijk, Trent, Robertson, Salah. You've got 5 guys that have been there and done it, as Mo said, for years. Arsenal, I'm amazed that they haven't addressed that. They're this close. But they need 3 or 4 of those guys in their team. If they get them, they'll win the league. I really believe that. Mo's right. Chelsea are too young. And maybe in 2 years' time, they'll be there. But this Liverpool team is perfectly set up. Got a real mix of young players, brilliant front 3. But actually, because they can play different every game, they're going to be hard to stop.
Let's remind ourselves of the order of events, because he said they got a shock to the system after 6 minutes. But responded well after this.
Yeah, they did. They did. I mean, Leicester played particularly well. I thought they were quite brave. They defended all right and they counter-attacked well. I thought Virgil van Dijk could have prevented this at source in many ways. Well, not at source, but But secondly, I'll just highlight him here. And I think if he just drops 3 or 4 yards, he can always get out to Daka if need be, but he can actually prevent this ball. He just stops that ball. He takes a little touch. I mean, the ball's not whipped in. It comes slowly. He just takes a touch there and passes it out. I think positionally he'll be a little bit disappointed. And then Andy Robertson just gets strengthened off the ball, really. Virgil van Dijk gets back in and the ball clips him, and it's an unfortunate goal to concede from Liverpool's point of view. But it was a good start from Leicester, and then Liverpool had to show their mettle. I mean, you know, that energy, these games come thick and fast now, and to keep finding that energy to go again and keep pressing. There was a question mark there, certainly after the first 5 or 10 minutes, but, you know, they rarely let you down, especially at Anfield. The crowd get behind them. They put in a performance, they get the crowd back up, and it sways, and they both feed off each other in many ways. We shouldn't have worried, as Owen said, even though they scored one, you still expected them to steamroller them in the end.
Yeah, and Andy Robertson himself hit the post. So did Mo Salah, hitting the bar. And then, as I said to him, the timing of Gakpo's equaliser was a sickening one from Leicester's point of view, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, thing is as well, it's just there's no pressure on the ball between the lines. As Mo said at half-time, forward passes. But how can you let this guy get it on his right foot? These guys are too good. You know, obviously, I think the overlapping run probably, you know, helps that in a way. You know, but such a good finish that. Honestly, he is so underrated, Cody Gakpo. I mean,
why do you think that is?
I don't know.
He's having a great season.
He's honestly. I remember even when there was a bit of criticism when he first come. He's about 6'3". He's quick. He's an amazing dribbler. He's a good finisher. You know, he's a good header of the ball. I don't know. I don't see a flaw in his game. You know, and I just think he's such an underrated player. I mean, Jota gets goals, Gakpo gets goals. Mo's obviously the king, but I think Gakpo is really special. Diaz as well.
But I think Gakpo now has played himself into the front three.
Big time.
You know, if there was a Champions League final tomorrow.
Do you?
Yeah.
Ahead of Jota?
Yeah.
It'd be Diaz and Mo, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Diaz, Salah and Gakpo, I think now, yeah. I think he's done particularly well this season. I think he's at the forefront. But just going to Owen's point, I mean, we're getting to... Well, we've been in the stage for many years now where wide players are all inverted wingers. They're all left-footed playing on the right-footed playing on the left. We see Gakpo's goal there. We'll see Mo Salah's goal later on. We'll see Mo Salah cutting in and hitting the crossbar with a left foot. Why do defenders keep showing players inside onto their strong foot? It's just incredible.
It's one of my biggest pet peeves right now.
Again. It's just send it. There's a minute to go of the first half. Send him out wide. You know, you've got two of the best headers of the ball in the Premier League defensively in the middle there. Let them go wide and let them cross it. We'll just keep nodding it out. If you're, you know, Connor Cody, it's like, yo, thank you very much. Another cross. I'll head another one. Don't show them inside onto their strong foot. I mean, it's there for all to see. We've got the most intelligent sports science and you know, data people that are showing them, surely. And then 2 minutes later, 2 minutes before, it was Mo Salah, as I say, onto the crossbar. I find it very strange that they play to Liverpool's strengths in particular.
That baffles me, honestly. The attackers are getting better, defenders are getting worse. Maybe that's because they're all trying to play outside, they don't defend anymore. But one of the most basic things you'll ever learn is if he's right-footed, one way he's going, left. And these guys all come inside. You see Saka do it every week. You see Mo Salah do it every week. Honestly, it's mind-blowing. If you're going to go one way, it needs to be on the weaker foot. And again, I know these guys are good and they can get there and they drop a shoulder, but I just think defending is a slightly lost art. That's why when you see a guy like Virgil van Dijk, you can appreciate him, because that would never happen to him, or very rarely.
That was right on the stroke of the first half. 4 minutes into the second half, Curtis Jones, after somewhat of a forensic check, made it 2-1 in his 100th Premier League appearance.
What a lovely goal it was. Lovely move. Yeah, there was a little tackle. If there wasn't a little touch there from a Leicester player, we would have been counting the passes here, Steve. I love the pace on the pass. You know, I love Jones getting into the box and getting into dangerous areas. Lots of people can just stay out and hang on the edge of the box and wait for the cutback, but he gets in there. And I love the finish. He didn't need to smack it. He just guided it. He used the pace of the cross. You know, sometimes it's best taking away pace on the ball. When a ball fizzes at you, then control it. As you say, there was a little bit of... There was a lot to look at, wasn't there? There was a lot of offside, potential offside, so I don't blame VAR necessarily for looking at it forensically. But the problem was there was another one later on that also there was 2 or 3 instances where they had to check. So eventually it was about 6, 7 minutes of VAR checking, which was a little bit over the top, let's say. But that was a brilliant goal, great passing goal and a lovely finish at the end of it.
You know what's amazing about Liverpool? They get about 8 guys in the box. I've not seen a team this season get that many players from open play in the box. Good luck as a defending team. There's just too many guys in there. They just overload it. That's why the goals are all spread out outside of Mo, because there's just so many guys in there. And Curtis Jones does that brilliantly. Arrives really late, but they're so good to watch, Liverpool, right now, you'd have to say.
Isn't it amazing, though, the balance that they have? Because they can have 7 or 8 players in the box, yet they always seem secure at the back. You never think, oh, they're taking a risk here. And of course they are taking risks. I mean, back in the day, you'd always have 1 or 2 more defenders than there are attackers. Liverpool are happy to go one-on-one. You know, they're happy with Gomez, they're happy with Van Dijk. They've got pace, strength. We'll go one-on-one against anybody, which is a great thing to have. And it means you can be even bolder going forward, and that's why they create so many chances.
Yeah, so another goal for Curtis Jones on his 100th Premier League appearance for Liverpool.
A big milestone for you personally today, Curtis, your 100th appearance in the Premier League, but you were telling me earlier that you weren't aware of that, and it was a certain person that told you. Can you let our viewers know who that person was?
It was Jürgen. It was Jürgen. I just came in then. We had to talk as a team, and then I was went on the phone, and I normally text family and stuff. And then I seen a text off Klopp, and he said, "Congrats on a 100 game, and here's to 500 or something like that." I was like, "What's he on about? 100?" It's like, I'm more than that. That's what I thought he meant, like appearances. So then, I just checked there on the Instagram, and 100 Prem game, proud, absolutely proud, yeah.
It's fascinating to know that he was aware of it, but I suppose not surprising in a way.
That's why. No, that's because he's on Instagram, innit, so he gets to see it. Nah, but that's what he's like. He's still in touch with the whole team. He's a great man. He's still loved off us. And it was him who set up the team now that we've got. The foundation was there already, and Sloss just carrying it on.
Well, he might have gone, but you can't keep him out of the headlines. It's no surprise to you that Jurgen Klopp would have that humane touch with a boy that he brought through and that gave his debut to at 17. Yeah,
I mean, obviously Jurgen knew probably what he was going to be. That's why he gave him the chance. But he's such a confident young man, Curtis Jones, isn't he? I mean, I think the position that he plays, he's going to score a ton of goals in this team, because he's a proper flair player. He's a bit of a throwback, isn't he, Mo? Technically, can play in the ball anywhere. But again, another guy, great size, good finisher. I mean, I can't believe that. 23 years old, 100 Premier League games. That's brilliant. At a big club, that's a good number.
And he was more of an attacking player, coming through the youth ranks.
Yes.
Much more of an attacking player than he is now. And you can see it in his play, can't you? He's actually comfortable. But whenever Curtis Jones plays, he seems to be one of the 3 midfield players. That was never the case in the academy. He was always one of the 3 front players. So he has got goals in him, he has got assists in him.
He's not a wide player, is he, mate? He's not quick enough, is he?
No, but he was always an attacking player. Now he's got a lot more discipline, let's say, since he's been in the...
Yeah, it's a good result, to be fair. They were very tough first half, and the second half, the way they prepared themselves, I think prepared themselves before the game, they were very good, and also the way they standing in front of the box was quite hard for us in the first half, especially. But we managed to score 3 goals. It's a great result.
How key was Cody Gakpo right on half-time, that goal?
It's great. It's great. It gives us confidence in the second half to go there and try our best also to win the game, because 1-0 down, you just need to focus and equalize. Then after that, you need to score the second one. But a minute before the half-time, he scored a great goal. So, it's a great result.
It's almost like the Gakpo goal, isn't it now, the way he cuts in onto that right foot?
Yeah, it's something he practiced a lot in training. We practice all in that situation. When we go there, we finish situation or cross it in the second post. So, it's a great finish from him.
Every game there seems to be a Premier League record for you. It's 100 home goals in the Premier League now, 98 for Liverpool.
Yeah, well, it's something I'm very proud of. I will keep working hard, and hopefully I can go a little bit further.
And how good is your form? When you sum it up, how well are you playing right now? Top scorer in the Premier League, 16 goals.
It's great. To be fair, that as much as a team winning, and the most important thing for me is a team winning. Hopefully, we win the Premier League, and I will have a big impact in that. That's great for me.
Well, 7 points clear in the Premier League with the game in hand. How does that sound?
It's great, but we need just to focus in each game, and yeah, hopefully we carry on like that.
You've been ahead before at this time of year, of course, and not gone on to win it. So does it feel different? Do you sense that?
Yeah, it feels different, but the most important thing is we need to stay humble. That year, I think we had a few injured when we were ahead, and we lose it in the end. But hopefully, we carry on like that and no injured, then we just go and win it.
Are you as personally motivated as you've ever been to win another title?
Of course, this one is very special. Hopefully, we win the Premier League for this club is something I'm very, very proud. Dream of. So I really want to win the Premier League this year. Hopefully.
And by the time you play your next home game here, it'll be January. Manchester United. Any update? Any update for the fans? Happy New Year and everything.
No, I wish. I want to tell them Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, but then I see them next game here.
Victorious Liverpool manager. I was just introducing you as that. Things just keep on getting better. But you were made to think a little bit, weren't you, after that opening goal from Leicester? That kind of went against a very quick start from you.
Yeah, sounds weird, but I think we had a really good start because we were threatening them for 6 minutes. But then one moment where we underestimated the situation immediately led to a chance and a goal, and then you have to work really hard to come back in the game. And I think in the end we were, I wouldn't say lucky, but it really helped
the
to
timing.
score the equaliser just before half time.
Yeah, we just had Cody Gakpo in the studio talking about actually the fact you have conceded, I think, first 3 in the last 5 Premier League games, and he said his words were a little bit sloppy, perhaps just not kind of turning off a little bit at times.
Yeah, but
is he being hard on you and himself?
It works both ways. So the first games we already also conceded 1 or 2 chances, but those ones didn't went in. And the last few games, almost every chance we concede goes in. This is in a season, it's quite normal. For me, it's the most important thing is how many chances do we give away during the game. And I think there was a second one over here in the second half, but that were the only 2 times they came even close to creating a chance or having a chance. And in my opinion, we've created enough. But yeah, because we went 1-0 down, it was for a long time, it was a game before we made the 3-1. And I think then you saw maybe how good we are, because they didn't try to come back in the game. They just wanted to manage
Was that Gakpo goal almost perfect in the fact that it took from Alisson to the goal 14 seconds and went through 4 passes? Is that the kind of thing that just makes you purr?
I said to the 4th official, because I said to him before in the first half a few times, listen, it's not only for the time you add on, but every time we have momentum, and if they are on the floor pretending to our injuries, that brings momentum out of the game. And in this situation, it was on the other end where they couldn't lie on the floor, and we could just take it quickly, and that helped us by scoring a goal. I liked the second goal even more because that was for me a real team goal with the overlapping run. But this is partly also what we want. We want to bring our wingers as often as we can in threatening situations. It happened more than a few times.
What's the plan to overload on the side and give back to the fullback and then cross a lot? Because in the especially first half, you get the ball to Salah, Gakpo, back to fullback, and then cross. Was that the plan?
Yeah, plan. It's our playing style. So if they have a 1v1, take it on. If they bring 2 players towards the ball, it's about the fullbacks that are involved. They have to be involved then. And actually, I said during half time that we don't always have to cross it in then. Maybe we play it to the other side, because Trent was, if he would adjust his position a bit, he could have been free to have a shot, because their left winger mostly became the 5th defender.
Because in the second half you had more runs from midfield in between the fullback and the centre back, and then not that many crosses, but then you feed it off the midfield players, which I think was more effective in that way. Because
deep runs are probably the most important thing in football. So you don't even always have to play the player that makes the deep runs, but then you can create maybe a bigger 1v1 situation for your winger. So the more deep runs you make, the more chance you have to win a game.
Arne, congratulations. Is it that feeling that now the title is for you to lose rather than to win?
Oh, interesting question. I don't look at it that way. It's a bit boring answer, but as a manager, like you go game by game, and you know how many games you still have to play. And you can see, especially in the Premier League, that you see sometimes results where you're like, I didn't expect that. But you can expect this because so many teams have so much quality. So it's not,
well,
like I said, if this would have happened in the Eredivisie, I probably would have felt like, okay, this is true, what you are saying now in this competition.
Well, extraordinary things are happening. Manchester City are 14 points off you now. At the beginning of November, you were a point behind them.
Yeah.
So, you know, things can move quickly in this division, as you're seeing. And players are a week from now, potentially 3 of your key players able to talk to other clubs. So I've got to ask you the question about those 3 players, Trent, Virgil and Mo Salah, of course, who scored again tonight. Where are you at with those conversations?
I can answer for him. I know what's going to say. Every press conference he says.
I say the same, yeah. No, I think that's what John is saying, John Arne is saying. We don't talk about contracts in public. This is something for the players and Richard. And it's not up to me to talk about those situations in public. But it's clear that Mo again had a good game. Virgil had a very good game. Trent had, for most parts, he was really good, for 1 or 2 exceptions, but he was, especially second half, really good. So, yeah. That we can talk about, not about the contract situation.
Okay, I had to ask, but thanks anyway for predicting the future there. And just very briefly before we let you go, you said you were going to have some Dutch traditions with Ruud in your office afterwards, some kind of celebration?
No, there's an English tradition, like Roberto knows, to invite
the
other
but there's no
to
Dutch drinks or anything like that?
There is beer, which is a Dutch drink, but probably not only a Dutch drink. But I don't think he wants one after this result. But it's nice. It's not only him; it's also his wife and his children are in the room. So we know each other a bit. So it's nice to have him in, especially after.
I think that they're important traditions, aren't they, to try and upkeep if you can.
Definitely
Yeah.
yeah.
Done this before. That's hence a little bit of word shyness there. You can do this, John Arnott. Yeah, presenting Player of the Match to Cody.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Player of the match, but also scorer of a sublime goal. You're the only player to have scored outside the box for Liverpool this season. You've done it twice now.
Really?
Yeah, it was a great goal. He said there, though, Mo, you practice it. That's what you do.
Yeah, we do practice a lot on the crosses, on the shots, and they always say practice makes perfect, so we keep practicing.
Do you want to have a little look?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did it, so I thought.
Talk us through it.
Yeah, I think. Obviously we came behind and we had to fight to get leveled. And we got some good opportunities, some good chances, and then I got the ball from Maka. And I went inside and I saw some free space and I just did what we do in training.
You've gone behind a few times lately, 3 times I think in your last 5 Premier League games. There's never panic though. This team always feels like you can move up the gears. Is there a sense there on the pitch that you know one of you will pop up with something and steady the ship?
Yeah, obviously we know the qualities we have, but it's not nice to come behind sometimes, and we are working on that we are not that sloppy in the beginning. Maybe start more focused, because I think we started the game in possession very good, but then we had maybe 1 or 2 moments that we were a little bit sloppy or not focused, and then they made a good goal. So we have to keep improving in that point.
I said to your manager at the beginning of the evening that of course Ruud van Nistelrooy knows you very, very well indeed, and he said but he hoped you were going to score against him tonight. You did just that. Have you had a chat with Ruud yet?
Yeah, I saw him briefly after the game. We spoke a little bit about family and everything, so didn't see him for a while now, but always good memories.
Yeah.
I feel like as a fullback, are you surprised that you can always go inside and cross and shoot? Because being a fullback, or former fullback myself, I would have taken you down the line, because I know you're right-footed and you like to go inside, but it's a few times first half especially they can come in, either give it to Robbo and he could cross, or you could cross. Were you surprised by that easy?
I was a little surprised. I think in the first or second action that there was a lot of free space in the middle. But when I sensed the space, then I just tried to take the opportunity to give a cross, maybe second post to Mo or to Darwin. Or I can play to Robbo as well.
Congratulations! I saw you a lot for PSV, and you were always the main man, the man that they could show a little bit of magic and win a game. Today is the first time I've seen you doing that for Liverpool. Is it a sense that you feel at home now, that you feel ready to take that big role?
Obviously I feel at home. I think we have a very good team, which makes me accelerate as well, and that I can show my qualities, what I'm good at. So yeah, I keep working hard and trying to show more of that every game.
Ahead of the match, Roberto was talking about just the subtle nuances, the difference between Jurgen Klopp's side and where this side is going. And you talked about it being slightly more organised, yet still as thrilling. Does it feel like that when you're playing in this system, and how Arne's setting you up?
Yeah, especially when we have the ball, I think it's a little bit more structured. Yeah, maybe a little less direct, and play more from possession. So I think that's a little bit the difference.
You know, well, you're 6 points clear now.
Seven
points clear now. So in a really commanding position now. How's it looking for you? What are you thinking?
We only think about the next game. But
I knew you was going to say that.
Yeah, but we cannot deny we are in a good place,
Yeah.
you know. But still, I think one of the strengths of our team and also of the staff is that we approach each game as a new one if we didn't play anyone before. So yeah, that keeps us humble and working very hard.
But very confident as well.
Yes.
You, of course, have a very busy period coming up because you're still going strong, top of the Champions League. You've got the semi-final of the Carabao. In a couple of weeks' time, it'll be the third round of the FA Cup. Can you keep going on all these fronts?
Yeah, that's why we train. So hopefully, yes. And we will give everything in each game again, and hopefully we can go far in each competition.
How do you do that, though? How do you sustain the level of intensity that you need on the pitch to put these performances in?
Yeah, difficult to say. I think it's a lot of things. It's sleep, it's recovery, it's training sessions, rest.
Not being in the studio for too long after a game, so do you want to go? Is that what
Especially won't be here that long, but no. Yeah, it's all things together, and I think even though we have a lot of young players, the staff and the older players are helping us to stay very professional and yeah, to recover very good.
Well, it's obviously at the moment working wonders on the pitch. So congratulations on your
Thank you very
Player
much.
of the Match award. Thank you so much for joining us, and Merry Christmas,
Merry Christmas
as well.